Welcome to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Owen Hayes. You're watching Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented to you by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. And after yesterday's, what would you call it? Geez, somebody get me. I just fell apart on live TV. The deal of the week. Got several questions about that 10% off that they were offering for all their firearms. I got multiple questions about that. If I have time, I'm going to address that today. Sorry, I got sidetracked. As always, though, you're watching the only live interactive fishing and hunting television show that's ever existed, based here in the Northwest or anywhere. We'd love to hear from you. Call us up on the viewer hotline. It's 503-548-6777. Sometimes you just got to make yourself laugh. But we'd love to hear from you. Live reports, go to the front of the line, or if you have questions or comments, call in now. We'd love to hear from you. Find out if we can help you, or maybe just get you motivated to get out there and have some fun this upcoming week. But if I was going to give you a report from yesterday in particular and this morning, you might decide to go golfing. But we'll talk about it. I might even decide to do that. This upcoming segment will have a couple of reports to share. We'll have all the information that you utilize to make a good decision for this upcoming week. We'll check in with Jeff Borgeron and give him an opportunity to make up for yesterday. And I'm just giving him a hard time. Just a hard time. Professional hard time, that's all. Find out how the weather is really going to be as well this upcoming week, which does look beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that. I got to figure out how to wash my truck. It's a lot bigger. I can't roll it through car washes anymore. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Special guests that we have today. Mr. Buzz Ramsey. We're gonna have a chance to check in with Buzz. Legend, no question, here in the Northwest when you're talking about fishing opportunities and so many other things. We're gonna talk spring Chinook and trout fishing options with Buzz, an expert in both. Also, we're going to check in with the other guy in that photo, Bill Monroe Jr. from Bill Monroe Outdoors. We're going to check in with him and find out what it might take to actually get us back out there on the Columbia again, right? Every single year in April when they close it before the run actually gets here. We always have the same complaint to have, right? You know, are we going to get back out? Are there still going to be fish around? Well, Bill knows all these things, what it might take to actually get us there, if it's really going to even happen. So that question has popped up a lot. So we're going to get somebody else that knows a whole lot more about these things than I do and get that information out there to you. So make sure you pay attention throughout the show for that. Also, we've got the Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week. And this was actually asked by one of our viewers last week, was about how to make tuna balls and how to fish them the right way, or really in what situation would you use tuna balls, right? And there's so many different ways to do it. We're going to show you here at some point in time all the pieces of the puzzle that I brought in, and I might be making this a little bit more difficult than need be, because it's actually very, very simple, and they're very, very useful as well. If you're going to be plunking out of the boat, again, lots of different things, from plugs to even egg fishing, a lot of things that you can do with these, and it's certainly something, if you're not utilizing, it's something to put into the tackle box, toolbox, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to have that in our Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week. Now, Ryan, just real quickly before we go to photos, I don't have my screens up here. Do we have any calls that are hanging? Okay, that's my fault, by the way, everyone, not my team in the back. Let's take the first one. Who's the first one? Larry in Vancouver. Larry from Vancouver, what do you got going on for everybody? What's your question or comment?
Yeah, well, I just read in the paper that Sacramento River Kings are devastated. It seems the warm water conditions have killed them all off. And instead of 176,000 like they normally get back, they're only going to get back 6,850 fish. California totally shut down salmon fishing. But the other implication I wanted to mention was the harvest up north. And that means there was more concentration on our fish this year. And it may have something to do with the low numbers on spring Chinook so far. They had 6,850 fish predicted to come back, and they doubt they'll live because of the warm water. That's what I got.
Yeah, I mean, I got most of that. Unfortunately, I couldn't hear you all that well. But you mentioned the take out in the saltwater and up north of us, which is a tremendous issue. Obviously, one of the things that is really holding back our stocks from returning to our systems for a number of different reasons, right? Let alone warm water conditions, overpredation, sea lions when they return as adults, let alone how they survive 3 or 4 years. No. I don't know if the 4-year-olds even get there anymore. But when they head up north, they're nothing but targets for Canada and Alaska. We all know this. It's 100% verified. I've had them in here over the years, several years ago now. I should try to do that again. I don't know if they'd come back in, though. We'll have to find that out. It's certainly a concern. We've got a lot of fish that unfortunately don't make it out there, but the ones that do make it to the saltwater need to have all the options that they can get to come back. But yeah, when you have warm water conditions like that and massive kill-offs, we've seen that with multiple different stocks from sockeye to different runs of steelhead and, of course, salmon, or Chinook, of course, in different systems. So those are all things that do happen. We just have to give them an opportunity to return, which is a huge issue, obviously. But Larry, again, thank you for your phone call. We appreciate you bringing that up. And I think we might even talk a little bit about some of that stuff today with Bill later on in the show. But Dave and Gresham. Let's take Dave and Gresham. Dave, what do you got for everybody?
So I've got just a comment about the long-range shooting school.
The long-range what?
Shooting school.
Okay, yeah. What's going on?
So last week I bought myself a birthday present and went to the Extreme Outer Limits to their long-range shooting school.
Yeah.
And for anybody that is long-time shooter or new to the shooting,
yeah,
it's amazing how much they teach you.
You know, this is like the 3rd or 4th time we've had this comment on the show. I've never participated in that, but so would you say, obviously this wasn't the first time that you've been behind a rifle, but so you had
Right.
a chance to go to the class. For yourself, as someone that has experience, is it worth the time? Is it worth the effort and the money to do it?
Oh, 100%. You can take your own rifle. You can shoot one of theirs. And just the way they teach the techniques is unbelievable. You know, my gun's good out to about 600 yards, but I had it stretched out to 9. And guys with other rifles shot the 1,800-yard target.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy moly, they're
It's
using
worth every penny of it.
Yeah, that's nuts. Listen, everyone, he's talking about a training class. He's talking about controlled environment, shooting, practice, becoming proficient, understanding his rifle in the situation to use it best. We're not talking about actually hunting or taking animals at those sorts of ranges. I mean, that is extreme ranges, but those are certainly ranges that can be done in the right circumstance, correct?
Correct, yeah. And they've got a level 2 class that they have life-size targets set up throughout this 40,000-acre ranch.
Wow.
And day 1, you know, you stretch your gun out to 1,000 yards, and then day 2, you jump in the side-by-side and drive around to different targets at different ranges, range them, shoot them, move to the next one.
Very cool. Where's it actually located at for all my viewers that might be interested?
So the Extreme Outer Limits, they're based in Redmond.
Okay.
And this class was actually in Maupin, right on the Deschutes River. Beautiful lodge there.
Yeah.
They put you up for the night, 2 nights. And, yeah, your range is just 5 minutes up the top of the hill.
You know, Ryan, write this down. Contact them. See if they want to come in and talk. I'd love to before we get into full-blown hunting season. I think that'd be a great topic to bring in, talking about multiple aspects. One, how to be proficient, how to understand what it is that you're doing, but also to talk about the ethics of it all and where you might want to draw the line, which I really think these days with the technology that we have, that's become a huge topic, especially for rifle hunters, about how some like to take these long shots at game, which is some would say is unethical. I might be one of those, depending on what the situation is, also depending on who it is behind the rifle.
Myself, you know, I'm not going to shoot. I'm not prepared to shoot 1,000 yards.
Oh, God, no.
But it does increase your abilities and your confidence to be able to stretch that rifle out there.
Yeah.
And you just get, when you can stretch it out to 600-800 yards, shooting at 300 yards, that's like kicking a can.
Yeah, you just hit the nail right on the head. It's making you confident and proficient at ranges that are ethical and legitimate, but also having fun at the same time with what it is that you are having fun with, your preferred rifle and caliber.
Oh, it's an absolute blast.
Very, very cool.
That's probably the best $1,500, $1,800 I ever spent.
Yeah, that's
I'll do it again next year.
That's really cool. Thanks for calling with that. I appreciate it, man. Have a great weekend, Dave, okay? All right, let's go ahead and show you some of the photos that everybody's been sending in, and we're going to see a bunch of these, right? You got spring Chinook that are getting caught, unfortunately not as consistently as we'd all would like, but here's a bunch of them that you're going to see, and we're going to start seeing lots of photos of folks chasing turkey. And look at the smiles on everybody's face. Can you believe that there are people out there that would prefer that none of us get to do this, right? Look at that. Uh-oh. Now Eva's excited because that's her favorite seafood in the world to eat. Justin. I just talked with Justin the other day. Good kid. I'm going to have him in my studio too, by the way. Here's how you do it. It's the Fox 12 app. It's super simple. Find Outdoor GPS. Scroll down. You can upload your photos and video. You can interact with us there. You can watch the show as well. I mean, there's a number of reasons to have that Fox 12 app. All right, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, we're going to have the report segment, kind of get into some of the things that I got yesterday and this morning. Also, a reminder for a couple of different things that you need to know. We'll be right back.